name is Dari Weissman. I am actually born and raised Floridian. So I grew up over in Tampa. I went to Florida State University, and then I moved to Daytona after I graduated. So I've been here about 5 years. And then I moved into Mosaic about 2 years ago in 2021. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary, which is super exciting. I'm an account manager for Nielsen on the sports side. So I handle a lot of like the relationships with the major sports leagues, whether it's the NFL, the MLS, NHL, NBA, MLB, but I'm also the COO of a pet sitting company here in Volusia County called Keys and Collars. So I like to just enjoy nature, enjoy doggos, and it's very convenient that we're like 15-20 minutes from the beach. So I have 2 dogs who are roaming around in here. I have Bolt and Ollie. Both are rescues. Ollie's about 5 and Bolt's 2 or 3. Bolt I actually rescued after the Tampa Bay Lightning won their Stanley Cup in 2021, hence the name Bolt. Little monsters, but they're sweethearts and they're very needy for attention. So it's been very nice that I have neighbors on both sides with 2 dogs each. So it's very entertaining when I let them out and the other dogs are out because they'll just go running up along the fence. And I'm like, oh, I don't even need to take you for a walk because there's your workout. You're doing laps. To the point where even like the grass is just like gone by the fence because they've just been running up and down. But that's been very nice to be in a community that's like so inclusive of all the different like animals. Like I don't even know people in the neighborhood based off who they are. I know based off who their dogs are. Like even walking down the street will be the same like German Shepherd or the same Australian Shepherd. And I'm like, oh, I know who that is, but I don't know who the human is. And that's also helpful with like Keys and Collars because a lot of people in the neighborhood are clients. So whether it's like down the street or I've talked about how my entire street is almost all Keys and Collars clients. So I know a lot of the dogs in the neighborhood. Still learning the humans, but... 110% Petpalooza. Love Petpalooza. It's a great event. I actually got to be a huge part of it this year and was Caroline's right-hand woman with the different pet costumes and with the different vendors and setup and just making sure everybody's having a great time. And it was cool to see all the different dogs coming in for the event. We had a great turnout, and even over the last couple of years, just being able to see it grow and seeing everybody come together for the love of their pet. It's an incredible feeling, and it's my favorite event. My Mosaic to me means community. We have our Facebook groups, we have the different events, and it's really cool to see everybody from different backgrounds, different parts of life, come together as if there's no differences between them. Like, I know I'm younger. Like, I'm 27, and I'm very grateful to be where I am. And I know that's not necessarily everybody in the community. So to be able to be accepted, to be able to join in and become a part of this community, family, that's what my Mosaic means to me. So my experience with the ICI homes went really well. I went with my stepmom actually, and she was a very good influence and a very bad influence at the same time because she's like, oh, you could do that at the design center, like just add that in, it'll just be part of your mortgage. But it worked out to where I have the home that I want, because I knew in going into the process there was going to be something about any home I looked at that I wasn't going to enjoy. There was something I always wanted to fix. And being able to really create something that's mine was a very proud moment. And especially with the dogs who are, again, running around, like I have a dog bath station. I have a fenced yard. Like that was a big thing for me, was making sure it wasn't just my home, but their home as well. Somewhere where like they could grow. Like even thinking about flooring with carpet, like if they have an accident, like making sure it's like water resistant or something that wasn't gonna like ruin it. So they were a big part in all the decision making, but it was a very well done process from start to finish. Everybody was incredibly helpful. And I never felt confused on anything. I love it. I love how close in proximity it is to everything. I love that Publix is fantastic. And I joke with so many people how I have like my bubble, like I have like my 5-mile radius because my vet is over there, my Publix is over there, there's a nail salon over there, there's a dermatologist over there, and then like if I'm hungry I can just go like over the bridge to the outlets, to all the different restaurants. If I need gas, there's Buc-ee's and Sam's right there. Like I don't ever have to go outside my 5 miles unless I'm going to like the beach, or even to my family in Tampa, or even if there's a sporting event in Jacksonville or Orlando I want to go to. But even here in Daytona, we have the Tortugas. So I love just how close everything is. It's very convenient. So one of Petpalooza's co-hosts was actually Keys and Collars, which is a locally owned business. Our owner, Nicole, actually grew up in Ormond Beach, so she started this about 6 years ago. And where I have stepped in has really been able to enhance Keys and Collars' presence in the community. And being a resident of Mosaic, that was my first thought. I'll give it to you, you're being good. That was my first thought, was how can I, as a Mosaic resident and as a big part of Keys and Collars, in which I actually started as a client. I was a client turned team member, turned COO. So I really put my trust in Keys and Collars in the beginning. I was a client for 3 years, and they were actually the second and third people I called when my other dog Jazzy passed. So they really became family. I'm gonna start crying. But they just became a big part of my life. And when I moved here as a Mosaic resident and as a part of this community, I was trying to think, how can I combine the two? Besides just having a client down the street from where I live, being able to walk and go take care of another client or another person with animals. And that's really where the events came into play. We've been to Mosaic Marketplace. We've been to so many different events over the years. Even before I was a resident, Nicole did a couple. And when Petpalooza came up, we were a part of it last year, but it was mainly as a vendor. So when the opportunity arose this year for me to help out as a resident, but also as a part of Keys and Collars, it was incredible to see the two mesh. Because there are a lot of chains out there. There are a lot of like Rovers, or not going to name names, but different like in-house doggy daycares. But it's really finding that person you can trust, because pets are your family. And just like I said with the My Mosaic, this community is a family in some sort of way. We all share a similar attribute. So with that, and with our pets being our family, you want somebody you can trust. You want somebody you can rely on. And now Keys and Collars is part of the Mosaic family. So it's just a really cool feeling seeing kind of two worlds come together.